Alright, what's up YouTube? As you saw in the unboxing, picked up the Everest Gen7 Pro. So far, I am pretty impressed with it. It's my first Redcat, third or fourth crawler. I got the Wraith, 10.2 Honcho, and the 10.2 Cherokee. And just added this week, so I am by no means a crawling expert. I've definitely got some experience doing it, but I'm not a comp crawler. No scale competitions, anything like that, but I've been through my fair share of creek beds and hills and whatnot, so at least considered an informed opinion. The capabilities of the truck seem pretty good so far. As with any of the scale goodies, you know, the front bumper tends to hang on stuff, the rear bumper tends to hang, but I've beat it up pretty good so far. Tried doing a backflip, it's rolled plenty of times, not to say it rolls a lot, but nothing's fallen off, nothing's broken. This has come loose, which is going to be coming off soon anyways. I do think it's a little bit cheesy, but aside from that, I mean, no breakages yet, and the only thing that I've noticed is the ESC got pretty warm at the end of a pretty tough little session I put it through in the backyard course. Did some wheel spins on the rocks for a little while and really put it through its paces, but I couldn't get it to go thermal. So it was probably 85 degrees out at the time, and I gave it a good working, and the ESC was definitely hot to the touch. There is no fan on it, so it didn't go thermal. It was still working, and I was beating on it pretty good. I'll put some clips at the end of this video here of some actual use of the truck. But the only complaint I have about design is that there is just not much steering angle. Now the truck can still climb well. It's a great trail truck, I think, but the lack of steering angle does make it a bit tough to hit some turns that I can hit with, or some lines that I can hit with these two. Straight up crawling abilities, it's not that far behind the SCX 10.2 here. This one does have a shortened wheelbase. I think it's at 11, just a little shy of 11.8 for the Proline body. But the steering angle really makes it a little tough. I've got a sharp turn set up in the backyard course, which I'll put a little video up here too in a minute. I had to do a 3, 4, 5, I think it was at least a 3-point, maybe a 4 or 5-point turn with this guy. While this one, even with similar top heaviness and scale stuff, obviously I don't have the tire, this one can make that line without having to back up. With this one, I did have to back up and, you know, do a few point turn with it. The tires seem fine. I've got no complaints with those. They get good grip and good traction. If they could just turn a little bit more, it would be nice. I did get a fair bit of fender rub and body rub. You'll notice here, and this might be part of why the steering is limited. Even there, you can see get some rubbing. So when you're hitting a hard angle and or a high angle and have the suspension compressed, you're digging on the body. The body moves pretty easily, but you're definitely digging on that body. So that might be, maybe by design they limited the steering angle. I don't know. That's just a guess there. I haven't gone through to make sure everything is buttoned up as tight as it could be. I made sure there are no loose screws, no hubs were loose. So I did a quick basic once-over on it, but I did not do a thorough once-over, make sure I wasn't missing something obvious. But it's not just a weak servo or anything like that. I think the servo is actually pretty decent. you just can't turn the wheels that far. So, but all in all, as a trail truck, I don't see anything wrong with this. Plenty of wheel speed. The tires get good grip, good traction. Like I said, the suspension is, I think, better than the 10.2s. Again, I'm not a comp crawler or anything along those lines, but you can see the difference here. This one's actually dampened. So for a trail truck, this one could be a little bit better than a stock 10.2. So like I said, I've got two 10.2s here. This one's a kit. This one was RTR, and I mean they have fluid in the shocks. I guarantee that. It's, I think, 30 weight in this one, maybe 20 or 30 in this one. It's the same, somewhere between 20 and 40 in both of these. But you can see, I mean, I can barely get my finger off before it's springing back up. This one actually looks like it's got some fluid in there. It actually dampens it. These ones just, boing, right back up. So the 10.2s obviously are a proven platform. But I prefer the suspension on this one. Now maybe it's just really thick fluid, but the truck rides nice when you're going down the trails. It's not, bouncing all over, kind of like these ones will. So definitely some pluses. The scale bits, just like anyone, on here and here and even on here too, this stuff's going to get hung from time to time. The back bumper did get hung up on me, but again, the Honcho obviously won't get hung up because it doesn't have a back bumper, but this one, has all the same problems with the scale stuff. Looks cool, but makes performance a bit less. Took both of these guys out with a TRX, and this one, while mostly stock, does have weighted front wheels and different non-stock tires. Stock tires, but they're real similar designs. I don't know what compound they're using here, but they're both Interco Swampers. This one will still outcrawl this one. Flip side is this one will still outcrawl this one too. Aside from the turning angle, I think these two are pretty similar as far as their capabilities go. Give this one a bit more steering angle, and I think it would give that 10.2 a good run for its money. Without that steering angle, though, it would be tough for, I think, the Everest to straight up keep up in a competition or competitive type crawling scenario. Not to knock it, I love the truck. It's tough. I've beat it up pretty good. I don't just crawl. I kind of believe in brawling. I like going slow and steady, but then I like to hammer it and try to do a backflips and wheelies and jumps and whatnot. So I have not taken it light on this, and I've had no breakages. Nothing out of place, nothing acting funky. ESC did get a little bit warm when I was beating on it, but it hasn't gone thermal. And by a little bit warm, I mean I could barely hold it for more than a second or two. I haven't messed with the ESC settings at all. It's bone stock, 100%, straight out of the box. The drag brake is probably at 50%. I haven't looked. I could be wrong there. But it holds okay. I definitely want to bump it up if I was going to keep it, do more crawling with it. It's tough, though. You can see the diff protectors have definitely taken a little bit of a beating, but they're doing their job there. And the links are holding up fine. Whoop, pop the top down. Drive shaft holding up fine. Yeah, no complaints as far as durability goes. No weirdness out of it, no funky noises, no acting up. And as of now, I've put 4 packs through it. And yeah, really, for the money, I don't see how you can beat this truck now. Obviously, there's more capable trucks out. The TRX that we took it out with, it's got MFR brass and beef tubes brass and all sorts of stuff on it. So it was going places this one couldn't, but invest the same amount of money in the Everest, and I'm sure you'd be keeping right up with it if you can fix this. I'm not sure if there's a fix for that with, some aftermarket parts or not. but that lack of steering angle is really the only pitfall that I see with the truck right now. You can just tell the difference. I mean, you've got a good at least 5-10 more degrees that you can go. Well, I won't say that because I don't have a protractor out or anything, but you get a bunch more steering angle with the 10.2s. And aside from shortening the wheelbase on these, and this one having custom links, they're stock. There's no Vanquish bits, no SSD bits, no nothing. It's all just stock axial stuff in here for now. Like I said, this one was RTR, and this one was kit. So, but aside from body and scale bits, these ones are. This one's got a new ESC drivetrain. They're pretty much all stock though. So. So after all of that blabbering, I would say that, yeah, I have no regrets buying this truck. Looks pretty good. The body's, kind of a cross between a Cherokee and an Avalanche, or a Cherokee and a Humvee. Looks pretty good, but might be swapping that out at some point here in the near future. Definitely some upgrades coming for it soon. While the motor and ESC that come with this are more than capable for a trail truck and for crawling, I'm not a big fan of brushed. So after another week or two of running it through its paces just to make sure that ESC doesn't overheat and is actually pretty good, I'm going to throw the Hobbywing Z-Run censored brushless combo in there. I think it was a 30. The KV was kind of high on it. I can't remember what the KV rating on it was. I think it was like a 3200. It was a bit high, but I'm going to gear it down and see how it performs in there. So, anyways, sorry about the mess everywhere. I've got too many projects going on. But again, yeah, my first experience with Redcat has been great so far. Got no complaints about the truck aside from steering angle. So tires are good, suspension is good. You'll see in the videos it can climb up, pretty much anywhere I tried to go with it. It is a little top heavy with the scale bits on top, but to be expected. I might look into moving that down below, get a rear carrier for that, or do something like the Honcho maybe. But anyways, yeah, so all in all, very pleased with it. Only gripe, steering, motor's fine, suspension's fine, brakes seem fine. Drag brake probably needs to be bumped up a little bit if you're going to try and do a lot of crawling with it. But yeah, all in all, definitely pleased and an excellent bang for the buck. So appreciate y'all taking the time to listen. This is Gary with Thick Skinned RC, and we've got plenty more unboxings and reviews coming up. So click like and subscribe, and y'all take it easy.